Hey there. So today we have another Darwin's Rants, and this is my last day in California. So obviously I had the festival on day 2, and woke up in the morning, and obviously didn't need to get the hotel breakfast because Firestone Walker is still on their schedule. Had a Firestone Walker brunch at the Taproom, so I hadn't actually visited Taproom. I was went to the fairgrounds for the festival and the pre-festival dinner. So drove out there, and I mean, it's a big facility. I honestly wish I went earlier on Friday to get the full tour. But, I mean, Firestone Walker is one of the biggest craft breweries in the entire country. So I think I looked up the recent article. It was like 400,000 barrels at least that they produce, which is really cool. Yeah, it's just like it's a separate exit from downtown Paso Robles. And it's like just like buildings. You can sort of see it's just like Firestone. It's a building. So they obviously have a decent sized facility to produce that much beer. Walk in. I was like, oh, there's going to be an event. There's like, I don't know, I assume it's going to be like buffet food, right? Buffet breakfast or something, or I don't know. I don't really see anybody. So, and it's busy already. Like I checked out 11, boom, shot up to the tap room. And it's not like packed, but like I had to wait to like, walk up to the hostess. And I was just looking around, I was like, I don't even know what to do. So I guess I shouldn't be waiting for a hostess, but I did. And I walk up to the hostess, and they're like, oh yeah, you just seat yourself. Like go to the bar. So I guess there's no event going on. And so pretty much what it was is that like they're paying for my lunch/brunch or whatever. So it's pretty nice. Thankfully, I had the media pass on because I almost threw that away because like I don't really need it. Like I mean, it's memorabilia, but anyway, I had it on. So like, thankfully they covered my brunch, which was an awesome breakfast burrito: eggs, tater tots, sausage, sauce, blah blah blah. Very good stuff. And one of the best meals I had the entire trip because like I didn't really get to do too many meals. Granted, at the Firestone Invitational, I probably should have tried a little bit more food. Granted, I did try a little bit. I definitely hit up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 vendors. Obviously, they're like getting like great restaurants or food trucks to stop in and build little tents for the Firestone Invitational. And so it's really nice. You get like little small bites, everything included, food and drink. So just grab like whatever. And I did definitely ate some the spot right next to Hill Farmstead had muffaletta sandwiches. So they're like only this big. So I definitely grabbed 3 or 4 of those on top of the other stuff I tried. So wonderful food, which I tried more. Also tried some really good beer at the tap room. So because of the festival, they're doing some specialty taps. One of them was Hill Farmstead Anna, which is literally one of my favorite beers of all time. But I don't need to drink more of that. So I ordered a North Park. It was the Westaways, which was an amazing West Coast IPA. Like, again, including the hoppy beers I had the night before. These West Coast beers are so good. Like, dry, super aromatic, fruity, but nuanced fruitiness, right? Like, not like juicy fruitiness, like juicy, hazy, New England fruitiness. And then they're so richly hoppy and intense because there's this beautiful dankness of pretty characteristic of dank, which can mean anywhere from cat pee to soil to gasoline to marijuana, right? Like all this complexity of like where you're looking for that, and bone dry. I think that beer was like 6.5. It drank like a double IPA. It was fantastic. So North Park's just crushing it. Got my first and I was doing like these little pours. Like 3-ounce pours. I almost got a flight basically. I got Pivo, which is still absolutely amazing. Like also one of my favorite beers of all time. And another favorite beer of all time, which is a Velvet Merlin, which I used to like actually pour on Nitro at Randolph in the city. And I used to buy 6 packs of that beer. Love that beer. Maybe my favorite Nitro beer of all time. Something like that. Yeah. It's a like 5.6% milk stout. Beautifully silky, wonderful dark fruit character, balanced roastiness. I love that beer. So really fun to revisit that because I've had it since I was in New York. So that was like almost 10 years ago. And then I got my first pour of 805. If you don't know, 805 is it's sort of like a New Belgium's Voodoo Ranger, but it's not an IPA. It is a macro blonde ale kind of thingy. I don't even know specifically it's a lager, but it very much tastes like a lager. It's like Spotted Cow, right? Like it's just that kind of brand where you're able to use your craft beer production to make a brand that just crushes in the market. A majority of Firestone Walker's production is actually 805. So like not like a DBA, an IPA, or blah, 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 blah. I think, it's got to be like over 200,000 barrels of their 400,000 production is that beer. And it also involves brands like 805 Cerveza, which is a lime lager. And then they do like chilada thingies with their beer, which I didn't actually get to try. But again, a few small pours, and obviously had like a long trip ahead of me. So got to get out of there. Had my lunch. Bro, again, these long drives. So actually, one of the viewers, shout out to Terrence, he's like, hey man, meet me at Toronado. I know you have nothing to do with San Francisco for the rest of the day. I mean, I really was like scratching my head, like, what do I do with my last day in California, right? So I check out a hotel at 11. My flight is at midnight in out of SFO, San Francisco. So what do I do with myself for 13 hours? Obviously, I had my lunch already. All right, I'm driving to San Francisco. I'm meeting up Terrence at Toronado, famous beer bar. If you don't know, like literally, yeah. If you have to name the most famous beer bars in the entire country, Toronado has to be there, right? Drove all the way in. One funny thing: a lot of AI billboards. That's the future, baby. So like, I'm just like driving. Once I pass San Jose, I'm driving into San Francisco. A lot of San Francisco, it's AI this, AI that. AI's I've never heard of. People love AI. AI this, AI that. So cool. Then I finally get in the city, and now it feels like I'm in the city. And I'm like driving, I'm like, oh, hit traffic. I'm like, oh, now I'm in the city. Just like a Full House, those slanted, just like that's iconic San Francisco. They've done movies like, I think the Ant-Man movie, right? Like there's just those freaking hills. And I was like, oh, now I'm here, which is cool. So now I'm driving in traffic, all this nonsense. And I got to get to the bar. So weird thing about San Francisco, and I don't know if it's because of bike lanes or the trolley with the electric wires that hits, which is like a thing that I only know from like Prague or Budapest or some places. But there's the line. So anyway, so when you're at a light and you need to make a right, the roads will flip on you. Where usually just make a right. It's like, all right, do I have to be in the left lane or right lane, middle lane? Well, I'll figure it out. Well, if you make a right, guess what? You might have to be in the second lane to make that right to get into, because they divide the street. So all of a sudden I made a quote unquote wrong. I made a right turn, but I didn't enter the right thing on just a street. So now I had like 10 minutes to my trip to the bar. That's foreboding for the future. So anyway, find some parking, walk in Toronado. I thought the place would be a little bit bigger, but it's exactly what I expected. It's a freaking dive bar. It's just wood, a little bit dirty, nothing nice about it. You walk in, bar on the right. Probably seats about 15, about 3 or 4 tops, and then they have a little like tiny room in the back. That's about it. Tiny place. If you don't know, this is like a famous beer bar. Simple menu. They don't have too much crazy specialty glassware, right? Like it's just like you got shaker pints, you got like snifter pours. The bathroom's dirty as all hell. There's stickers and graffiti everywhere. They only take cash, right? It's like that kind of like dive bar with just. While still literally being just a craft beer bar. Like, I literally can't imagine you can order like a Bud Light there. Yeah, you can. No liquor. Yeah, it looks like a dive bar, but it's like craft beer bar. Terrence is a viewer. He's like, hey, I'll meet up with you. So I finally get in there at 5:30. So that's like half my day, just driving, having lunch and the shit. So my plan was at some point to be like, oh yeah, well, like I can't imagine you want to hang out so long. So like I'll probably just like get a meal and finally get like an actual San Francisco meal and figure it out. And then we ended up like, I had a blind pig first. I just sat down here, give me a blind pig. By the way, hot take, the least exciting IPA I had in the entire trip. Like, I just had dumb beers out of these modern West Coast IPAs that are just doing silly things. Not that it was a bad beer, but like it did not like shine. I was like, oh, okay, good IPA, good West Coast IPA. And so yeah, Terrence is a viewer, and we just start hanging out, chatting. At some point, I was like, yeah, I probably should go get a little bit of food, because like obviously like it's been a minute since I've eaten, right? So I walked to the taqueria next door, got a burrito, because like I don't know, for some reason like a taco was $4.50. So if I'm probably gonna have like 2 or 3. Let's say 3. It's almost $15. I was like, the burrito's like $50. All right, give me a burrito. So you gotta try a San Francisco burrito. Not a highly rated place at all. And it might be one of the better meals I had in my entire trip. Granted, I just didn't eat that much the entire trip. It was fine, but like I think the place had like a 3.9 on Google. And I don't know about you guys, but like I don't go to a place that have 3.9. If I'm gonna spend money on food, like I generally, well, not that the rating defines how good the food is. I will judge how good the food is, but 3.9 generally, I'm not gonna get a great meal. And apparently, in San Francisco standards, this is not a great burrito, but I had a good time with it. So all of a sudden, I got a burrito. We're chit chatting. It's 6, 7. 8 o'clock. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not going anywhere. Get dinner. I'm just gonna hang out. So we got to hang out. So thank you to Terrence again. I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have parked my ass in the Mission and just walked around. And I'm cool walking around the city. I honestly love walking around the city. That is one of my favorite things to do my entire life. Yeah. Some people like beaches. Some people like mountains and forests and hikes and shit. Hate that. Give me subways, concrete, buildings, store shopping, window shopping, people watching, bars, restaurants. Yeah, I'm from New York. And I'm very much a pure New Yorker. I love that stuff. I do not like fresh air. I hate fresh air. So yeah, no, Terrence was nice enough. We were just chit-chatting. It was fun. Beer-wise, Private Press. First time having that. If you don't know, that's the former brewer from Jack Yale's, who has a crazy barrel program. It's like release only, right? Like it's like you better be part of the club. They opened up Taproom apparently eventually, but like recently. But you get to order the beer and get it, and that's it, right? Like not like a big, and all they do is barrel age stuff. He just like brews a bunch of beers or contracts a bunch of beer. Well, yeah, he brews out of a different facility, I think, and then blends it and all that stuff. So has some good beer, yeah. Had a Breakside IPA, fantastic, and then all of a sudden like. And I didn't even get a separate meal. Like I had a huge ass burrito, so I was like, all right, I ate half of that. I was like, I'm almost full. Ate the rest of that on the plane, so I got to get to my flight. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't like spending time at the airport. So I'm like, all right, probably timed it a little bit late leaving. So I gotta leave to get to the airport. It's only 20 minutes away. I left at like 10:20, and my flight flies out at midnight, and like doors close at like 11:45 or something like that. So I'm like 20 minutes away. I can get to the airport. Well, anyway, I'll tell you the story. So 11:20, leave. Made one of those bad rights. So now I got to circle around the entire block. I have to drive an extra 6 blocks or something. Boom, adds another 10 minutes to my trip. Okay, cool. Got to get to the airport. Got to get to the airport. No traffic. Get to the airport. The exit has one of these weird things where you get off the exit, but then it has like A, B, C, and it just immediately hits you. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I got the GPS rolling, and I'm like, made the wrong right. Yeah, made the wrong exit. So now I'm like back in airport traffic. I was supposed to just immediately shoot to the rental car area, get rid of my car, boom. I had to circle all the way around, and all of a sudden I'm jam-packed behind gridlock traffic for people, I guess, picking up for arrivals. It wasn't even my lane. My lane was fine open, but it's only 2 lanes, and I couldn't get to my lane, and so it's gridlocked. I'm screaming in this rental, like, God, I gotta go, because I already lost I think I lost 5 or 10 minutes on that initial wrong turn in San Francisco. Now I'm at the airport to make this initial wrong turn, and it adds on my GPS another 10 minutes. So I'm already 20 minutes late, at least to my expected time. Finally, get past it. Drop on you literally just go in the parking garage. They're like, leave the key, boom, run, boom. Not run. I walk really fast. Yeah, stupid rental. The rental, you have to take a tram, which is like 6 stops deep until you get to my terminal. And guess what? It's almost midnight, so they think it's a good idea. So every tram, it says tram every 4 minutes. I'm like, cool, I'm good. But every stop, they just leave the doors open, and you're sitting there. I'm like, why? Are they waiting for passengers? Like, I gotta go somewhere. So I literally just stopped at these terminals, and I'm just waiting. And I'm like, close the doors. I gotta go. I'm stressing out. So like, I still have my little THC vape. A few of those, and eventually just leave it on the tram. Good luck. I hope somebody takes it and enjoys it, because I barely used it. I spent how many dollars. Anyway, whatever. I'm stressing. I'm sitting in the tram. I'm gonna miss my fucking flight. Oh God. Finally get to the terminal. Race to the security. I didn't even need TSC pre-checks. Obviously, it's Sunday night. There's no more flights after mine. Or maybe there were, but nobody at security. So, bump through that. Then hits me, and then I got to run to my terminal. So I got to eventually run all the way to my terminal, and I finally get to the terminal, and I get there at scan in. I'm on there in the what's that thing? the thing that connects a plane to the terminal. Whatever. I'm on that thing, and I think I did hit it at 8 minutes before quote unquote doors were supposed to close. So I got there at like 11:30, 11:30 ish. And obviously, I left quote unquote San Francisco at like 10:20, but all these extra like bumps and hiccups. And the worst thing is, right behind me, another 5 people stopped by, so I wasn't even the last person on the plane. And then while I'm sitting in my seat, they're like, by the way, we're waiting another 10 minutes or something because like these people from Hawaii have a connecting flight and we don't want them to miss it. So I guess I really did have time. Like I really want, again, my goal is like to be the last person on the plane. Like the plane's not going anywhere. Unless the doors close and you don't want to get on that flight or you miss it. I want to spend as little time as I can on the plane and as little time as I can at the terminal. But the number one's plane. I don't want to be stuck in there, right? So what is even the last one on the plane? But that was a little bit tight of a stretch. Getting there, quote unquote, 8 minutes before doors close. But obviously was like not even the last person on the plane. So that is what it is. So could not sleep on that plane. So that was great. So it was obviously already midnight. And I had to swap my shifts the day before because on Monday they were expecting me to get there at like before 11 a.m. and do a 13-hour day. Like, bro, I'm flying back from San Francisco. I'm definitely not doing that. So I had to like swap some shifts. Might have involved give them a few extra dollars to somebody to swap my shifts out. So I definitely wanted Monday off. And just a boring flight. Like I couldn't get comfortable, couldn't get sleepy. Thankfully finished the rest of my burrito, but that's it. And then first thing I remember was getting off the plane. And even between the plane and the terminal, that little gap, I just felt the humidity. And I hate the humidity here. So Florida sucks for that reason. San Francisco weather is absolutely beautiful and crispy. So shout out to Terrence because he literally hung out with me for almost like 5 hours. We just had like 3, 4, 5 beers, a couple beers. And it was a great time. Like, just hanging out, chatting, talking about beer, talking about life. It was really fun. And it's really fortunate that, again, like San Francisco is like literally a top 3 or top 5, something, food city in the entire country. And I did not get a chance to eat anything, basically. But again, the trip was really meant, like, Firestone Walker flew me out there. It was a short trip. I couldn't do too much. And the drive, again, those drives, bro, like, drag, like, basically, like, a quarter of my entire trip. So I won't be doing that again if I need to revisit. But those drives are so long and oh man, rough. But really wish to go back to San Francisco to like do more. But we'll see. But that's a fun day. And again, shout out to Terrence. We had a great time. Hung out at Toronado. The private press beer was great. I had a couple IPAs. Had a Santander sour, which was fantastic. But this was a good time. This is a really good. Again, I'm more happy I did that versus just walking around the city by myself. Right? I think so. And then I got to check out like Toronado, like an institution. I got to like hang out and actually like get to enjoy the place. Like in that back room is actually quite nice because they actually don't have speakers in there. So I didn't realize they do jukebox. So they had jukebox music and it could get really loud. Like I was walking around that place. I was like, oh, this place is gonna be loud, and it was not. So you have to put money in the jukebox to get loud. But thankfully they have another room just right there. We can actually hang out and talk versus like it is loud in that bar. And it was really slow, by the way, for a Sunday night. Like that's like, I would have guessed like, I felt like that bar should have looked like that on like a Monday or Tuesday night, but on a Sunday night it was dead AF. Not that it was like completely dead, but it was not busy. So because check out Toronado, one of the places that like is a big name that I'm thinking. Again, I got to check off a lot of things from this list. The amount of breweries I got to try, got to hang out with a lot of viewers, or not a lot, but a few viewers. Just get to do the San Francisco food thing, which I really wanted to do because, man, that'd be really fun. But it is what it is. Cheers. Later.